Adjusting the screen, adjusting the screen. Here we go. All right, that looks pretty good right there. I feel like my lights are giving more of a glare than they have been these last couple of weeks. I need to look into that. I haven't changed the light or anything, so I'm not fully sure why that is. But alas, welcome everybody, those of y'all filing in here as we just get started, or those of you that are just clicking on the replay here to see what the latest happenings are. My name is Austin, and of course, this is Fintastic Freaks. Appreciate every single one of y'all who I see coming in here, spending a little time here this Monday afternoon or evening, depending where you are here. And just finishing up watching the live stream of Stephen P. Aquatics. I know at the tip end of this stream there, getting a little bit on the plant side and talking about CO2 over there. Great stream over there, as always, from Stephen P. and such. So, and if those of you that don't know what I'm talking about by chance, Stephen P. is always the live stream, or typically the live stream. I guess I shouldn't say always, but he is typically the live stream that goes before me at 4 p.m. Central or 5 p.m. Eastern, depending on what time zone you're in. And another awesome stream over there. Like I say, guy was talking a little bit about aquarium plants and even got a little bit into CO2 bits and piece of it. So fun little stream over there again, as always, with Steven. See, we got people coming in here already. Chris Robertson saying snailed it and already fondled the like button all creepily. Well, you know what? I guess as long as you hit the like button, at least the like button knows that you're hitting on it, right? I'm sorry, that's so cheesy. Allison is also here. And hello to everyone. Hello to you, Allison. Great to see you here, as always. Victor Albert also saying, hey to you, Victor. Great to see you here. Another guy that I know is really into puffers as well, among other things. Christine Hansen also saying hi. Hi to you, Christine. Great to see you. Only Oscars saying hi, everyone. Hello to you, Only Oscars. Great to see you here. And then Dee Dee's Finned in saying hi, all. Hi to you, Dee Dee. Great to see another awesome member of the Fish Fam, as always. And then Matt here of Liquid Zoo Only Fin. Excuse me. I don't know why I trip over some names here that I see so frequently. Liquid Zoo Only Fins here, also saying that like button is so easy. It is, though. It's such a tease, ain't it? But let's see here. Got Crypt Keeper Aquatics here, also in here. Her saying, what's up? What's up to you, Crypt Keeper Aquatics? Great to see you here. Oh, no. People already having a little fun here already. Hey, Vanoski also coming in here saying hi. Hi, guys. Hello to you, Vanoski. Great to see you here. I know another frequent visitor here. Great to see you. All right. Oh, we're already, as people keep slowly getting in here. As the title will suggest, some big things are coming down here to the fish room. And, of course, I explained some of the plans that I already have here coming up in my fish room here. And I see Bunny Viper coming in here also with some hearts. Good to see you as well, Bunny Viper. Great to see you in the chat as always, Ivy. Welcome aboard. Got something really big coming down here to the fish room. And obviously, I just uploaded a video earlier the week, kind of diving in a little more in detail of not just some new fish that I got, which I went into that too, but also some fish room plans that I have for the near future here in terms of like kind of changing the image in here. To those of you that have not seen that, I'll go ahead and drop a link in here for you so you guys can watch that if you wish. But hopefully after we're done here. But if all else, it's the first video on my channel as well once we're done here. And yeah, if you want to know kind of what I'm starting to think of bringing down here to the fish room or what to expect in terms of changes here, that video can tell you quite a bit here. Of course, more and more details will come out as things progress. But something will actually be added to the fish room here very soon. It's probably going to involve me rehoming another fish. Something I've also been thinking about here lately is I know one person asked me about it in the comments, and I meant to mention it in my video there, my latest video there. I did rehome one of my puffers here. I got rid of the Congo puffer here. I initially wasn't planning to put anything else in that 29 there. I was debating actually if I wanted to get rid of the 29 here. But my wife and I went to a fish store. My wife saw the little zebra eel, and she talked me into it. Although honestly, she didn't have to try too hard to be fully truthful. But nonetheless, came home with a zebra eel. So now the 29 is being used for something else. But even as so, the Congo puffer was an extremely picky eater. And obviously, when I have all these other puffers down here, like, the Amazons, the green spotteds, the Powabai puffer, which is crazy. The Mabu, the Fahaka, the figure eights. I think I actually said that one already. I meant the red eye puffers. The arrowhead puffer. The list goes on here. It's a lot of puffers overall here. And when one of them are a lot more needier than the others, which puffers in general are not the easiest fish to keep, of course, in general. There's a lot harder, of course. But alas, just as demanding as he was there and just how picky he was, I could give him the live foods and all that. But just the fact that even with the live foods, he was very picky. It just got to the point where, this just isn't working for me. So I think it's better to get him to someone else that can better accommodate his needs. So that's what we did. And there might be one more puffer that I end up doing that to. But with that said, with one of the puffers that I do have going potentially out the door, one of them might be coming in here very soon. And I really want to tell you guys a bunch right now, but there's a whole lot here that's still remaining in the balance. I will say this big deal is about, I would say 80% done. Actually, I don't know. Actually, I take it back. About 70% done. I know, weird numbers, but I'd say a big deal is about 70% done here, to where we're about to get something pretty awesome down here, guys. If it is what this one fish store is telling me it's going to be, then guys, I'm just going to say now, I usually don't like to hype up my channel too much here because I feel like that's a little, I don't want to say arrogant, but maybe a little egotistic or whatever. But, promoting myself here a little bit here nonetheless. If it is what they say it could be, then something very, very cool is about to come down into the fish room. And I personally have not seen on YouTube a whole lot. Even on fish forums, haven't seen this fish a whole lot. So maybe some of y'all already know. Some of you may not. But definitely keep an eye open here on the channel here because like I say, the deal's about 70% done, but something pretty cool is about to come down here if it is what they say it is. I really want to tell you guys more because I'm super, super excited about it. But I don't want to spoil too much here. But yeah, something really cool, really awesome is about to come down here. Looking back into the chat here, see we got multiple folks coming in here. Ricky De Hoyos has joined us here saying, hi, guys, and good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Ricky. Great to see you here. Another frequent visitor. That's always great to see here. Rob93 Aquatics. And hello. Welcome, Rob. Great to see you here. Checking through here, making sure I don't forget anybody. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was to Dee Dee. Never mind. Chris Robertson asks, got a puffer question. Hopefully I got a puffer answer, but we'll see here. Someone got a figure eight from a chain store, and they said it was freshwater. I was gasping, and the people on Facebook were saying it is brackish. What is the best way to keep them? So here's the common denominator with figure eight puffers. They're typically sold in freshwater, which is okay. It's not great. As juveniles or as young fish, they can live in freshwater for a little while. But as time goes along, Chris, it's a lot better for them to be moved into brackish water at some point. Now, some people also do go ahead and put their figure eights in full marine water. Some of those people even also put them with green spotted puffers, but I would personally recommend against putting green spotted and figure eights together. Not saying it will never ever work. Some people have gotten it to work, but green spotteds do get a couple inches bigger typically than figure eights. Hence, if the figure eights or the green spotteds rather got a little aggressive or territorial, the figure eights are probably not going to be able to put up as well as a fight as the green spotteds would. But back to your initial question here, I kept my figure eights in complete freshwater for about the first 4 months or so that I had them inside the 29 where now the zebra eel is. And I mean, yeah, not a pinch of salt was in that water at first, but this was also because they were very young. And when they're young, you can get away with it. But as they get bigger, I would say more around the 2.5 inch or the 2.5 inch mark. That's when I at least transitioned mine over to brackish water. They are now, I initially transitioned them from freshwater to 1.008 specific gravity or salinity, whatever you want to call it. And I've now slowly bumped them up to 1.010 or 1.010, whatever you want to call it there. So yeah, at some point, figure eights do a lot better in brackish water once they get older. And if they don't get moved into brackish water, it can shorten up their lifespan. So freshwater is okay for a while, but eventually, yes, they do need to be moved into brackish water. A little complicated, but that's how they are. Let's see here. Let's see here. Chris also saying, can a brackish puffer transition to fresh or marine environments? Once they're in brackish water, I personally would not try to transition them back to fresh water. It's easier, or so at least I've heard. I've never tried it before, so I guess I won't go too deep on this. But to what I've understood from people in the past with brackish, with freshwater to saltwater tradition, or transitions rather, is it's not usually a good idea to transition a fish from salinity in the water to absolutely no salinity in the water. But you can transition fish slowly from freshwater to saltwater. Now, however, with that said, you don't want to jump from absolutely no specific gravity to just 1.024 specific gravity like that, because chances are even if you drip acclimate, that's probably going to really stress out your fish to high levels, if not potentially even kill them. But you want to slowly rise the salinity, kind of like what I'm doing with the green or the figure eight puffers. I keep messing that up. So like a good starting point, I would say, if it's a fish that can live in brackish water, is I'd say the 1.008 is a good starting level. It's enough to where they're still going to feel the salinity in the water, but it's still not really heavy like what the 0.024 would be. And then, yeah, I would say what I've done is about every month or so, I slowly have risen to salinity, about 0.002 each time. I'm sure I would also recommend that you do some homework on this as well. Go on Google. Don't just take my word for it, because I've only done this once. So it worked one time. Doesn't always mean it's always going to work. But that's at least what I did or have been doing. And as Christine Hansen reiterates here, yep, figure eights are indeed fresh or brackish water puffers. I almost gave false advertisement there, Christine. Oh, dear. Christine also asks, do you think a 16-hour drive is too far to drive with fish, or would they be okay? Thinking about visiting a fish store I love when I am traveling close by anyway. They do have lots of puffers. So something you can do, if they travel in a bag by itself, I can understand the worry about that. Usually, though, if you let the fish store know, like, hey, here's what I'm doing for travel and such, they usually can help you figure out something to accommodate for that. What I personally like to do here, I actually got one right by me here. What I also do is, if they're smaller fish, if they're bigger fish, this may not work, but I'll get these 5-gallon Home Depot buckets, and I'll also get a lid on here. And what you do is, Like you get a battery operated air pump, and you just get air through there. And better yet, if you want to put air and filter the water a little bit, what you do is you also get a sponge filter, and with that battery operated pump and the airline hose, you'll stick it through a little hole that you can make in the lid. A screwdriver or a pocket knife will do the trick on that. And then you feed the wire in, and then when you get the sponge filter down there, it'll not only add air to your water as you transport the fish, it'll also help filter the water. That'll be something that's at least something that I've done, and I've done that with puffers, I've done that with catfish, angelfish, and so far, I mean, even goldfish. When I came home from Denver, Colorado, with some fish, which was about a 8.5, 9-hour drive for me, so considerably less than what that is still, but when I did that, no problems whatsoever. I'll also say if you have like a little transition generator for like a car AC port that can turn into a normal average plug-in, you could also get a small heater and keep the water heated. Although honestly, as long as you don't totally freeze out the cab of your car and all that, whatever temperature you probably have in the cab of the car is going to be fine. So a heater is really optional. That's just an extra step if you want to be extra careful, I guess. But that's what I would say. Maybe I'll do a video on that there, actually, for transporting long fish. You might have just given me a video idea there, Christine. Hey, we got an awesome member of the Fish Fam right here and a member of the Fishroom Fever family. We have Chattanooga Ed here in the chat. Hope you're doing better here now, Ed. It's great to see you, man. It's been a while there since I caught a stream with him and James on there, but those of you that do not know Chattanooga Ed, awesome channel there. If you're in the live bearers, Chattanooga Ed will really be right in your wheelhouse. But make sure that if you haven't already, sub to that guy there. Great, awesome guy. Also, see that we got Scuba Stevo Aquatics also saying hello, friends. Hello to you, Scuba Stevo. Great to see you here. But back to, hope you're feeling a lot better there, Ed. I see the one comment saying 35% better. Well, I hope, I'm glad that you're to some degree better, but I hope you keep getting better, man. I know that you were saying that things were still hurting a lot there. Hope that goes away very soon, man. All right, here, checking through the chat. Adele Sandra, I mean, hey, Menards bucket works too. Menards, Baumgars, Lowe's. I mean, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just the area where I'm at. Here in Council Bluffs, Home Depot seems to have more buckets on hand with the lids and such. So maybe that's why I just get the Home Depot ones. I don't know. That and I kind of like the color orange, although I guess Menards has the green buckets like the Green Bay Packers, I guess. But either one. Let's see. Chris Robertson asks, do I sell any angels? What temperature do angels breed best in my experience? I will say I have little experience in angelfish breeding. Honestly, the person to ask here would probably be my uncle who lives up in the Twin Cities here, who has in the past had fantastic success in breeding some angelfish here. He's more so he's even greater with aquarium plants now, but yeah, I kind of wish he was here. He'd probably be able to answer this question way better than I could. But I kept the one pair that I had, or actually two now that I've had lay eggs now. I keep my temperature around the higher 70s. So like around the 78 degrees Fahrenheit is about where I keep my temperature typically. You don't want it to be too hot either because that can melt the plants. And the next thing I would say if you really want angelfish to lay eggs is they like big leafed plants. So like Anubias caffeola or an Amazon sword would be a great one. Like I say, various Anubiases would work. Various sword plants have those big, either long leaves or wide leaves. Angelfish really love to lay their eggs on that. Though sometimes also if the piece of driftwood is suitable enough, sometimes lay eggs on that as well. Otherwise, like a slate rock piece, or they even get like breeding cones as well. I personally have never tried the breeding cones, but those can work sometimes. But now, otherwise, if you want to keep it natural looking, sword plants would be another way to also help that along, because that's where they just love to lay their eggs on and such. But in terms of temperature, yeah, I would say what I've had success on, or where they have done it with me in the past before, is about 78 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly. Chattanooga Ed back on the 5-gallon buckets deal. I moved all my fish from St. Louis to Chattanooga in 2 5-gallon buckets. Hey, I mean, these 5-gallon buckets for me have helped out a lot here. I mean, moving out fish, like I say, from when I've gone to Denver, or even when one time I was in Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City's just a little over 3 hours for me. So, I mean, I feel like once we get over the 4-hour range is when I especially really want to bring a bucket, because I'm feeling like, okay, 3 hours is a little bit pushing it. So, I mean, but as long as we just keep going towards home, then usually, or at least every time that I've done it, it's worked out well. But every time I can do the bucket, like if it's like 2.5, 3 hours or more, usually I try to do the bucket, unless just none of them are clean enough to do it, because I also use these buckets for water changes and such. But yeah, those 5-gallon buckets, they're a nice little thing to have. Checking through the chat here. Apologize if I'm going a little bit slower here. With more people going through, I want to always make sure that instead of jumping through or scrolling through the chat all the time, decided to slow it down just a wee bit this time around. Everybody's saying here, get well wishes to Chattanooga Ed. Absolutely. Glad to hear again that Ed, you're feeling a lot better, man. But I know on a video last week sounded like not quite 100% yet, but hope you get there soon, man. Because yeah, I'm sure those aren't. I know surgeries aren't fun. I can't say that I know that from experience, but seeing the aftermath secondhandedly a couple times, I know it's not fun. Hope you're 100% though for Aquaticon. Which, speaking of which, once again, got to talk about that. And because believe it or not, it is less than 3 weeks away now, guys. Aquaticon in Knoxville, Tennessee will take place on April the 30th at the Knoxville Expo Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. And again, this is less than 3 weeks away, guys. I mean, it's going to be a huge event with all sorts of freshwater fish, saltwater fish. Understand there's going to be reptiles and amphibians there potentially as well. All sorts of tank equipment, fish. Sounds like some corals and frags are going to be there as well as a wide array of fish and critters there. Going to be inside a huge venue there. I've already got a hotel booked for the trip there as well there. Looking very forward to getting down there and enjoying this huge spectacle of an event, and also getting a chance to hopefully meet a number of you there. I know some people are going to be there. Obviously, Chattanooga Ed, I know, is planning on being there. Bob Kaler and Kaler's Aquatics and Exotics is going to be there. I know a lot of people have told me they're going to be there, and I mean, the list is so extensive. It's hard to remember everyone that's going to be there, and it's going to be an awesome event there. If you have any chance of getting yourself to Knoxville, Tennessee on April the 30th, which is a Saturday, by the way, so it's a weekend here. Treat yourself after a long, hard week. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome event, and I'll definitely have a video or two about that on my channel once we go there. Looking very forward to that. Looking through here. Going through here, making sure I do not lose any questions here. I try to make sure I get every single question here or comment and towards me spoken out here, because don't want to miss anybody. Let's see here. Going on down here. Chris Robertson, I use a bucket often. I usually have to go hit up some small stores on Friday or Saturday, but go home on a Sunday. I've also taken sick guppies with me so I could treat them and pull dead immediately. Yeah, that's another good thing. I mean, you put them in another deal, and I mean, sometimes you can even just treat them in that bucket. And I mean, yeah, if there's dead ones in there, just pull them out of the bucket when you get back there. like I say, fortunately, I myself have never had to deal with that there. But yeah, it's another option right there. Instead of having to put them in the tank there, yeah, just treat them right there in the bucket. Adele Sandry grabbed guppies at the TC Guppies and Co-op meet and greet. Knew they'd have a hangout in the car, Iowa, and it was below freezing. Used a 3-gallon bucket with airstone and a 50-watt heater on a power pack. Worked well. Absolutely. These buckets, I mean, I will tell you now, if you're a fish keeper that likes to travel to any extent, where if it's to fish conventions or fish stores or something like, obviously, in my area, as I said, and before I've gone as far as Denver, which is a little over 8 hours, kind of like, think about 8.5 here from Council Bluffs. It's a decent drive there. I mean, not like 16 like what we were talking about earlier, but it's still a decent enough drive where, yeah, these buckets come in pretty good handy. They're if you don't have some already, definitely highly recommend that. And I think to get the bucket and the lid too, I think they're like only $5 or $6 a piece. The lid and bucket combined, that is. So not very expensive at all either. And they're hardy. I've had these. I've had like a dozen buckets down here now for at least 3 years here, and they've all served very well. Bunny Viper, the chat just jumped on me a little bit. We love you so much, Chattanooga Ed. You are in our hearts, thoughts, and prayers. Absolutely. So many people are thinking of you every day. Hey, you're more loved than you can imagine. Heal quickly. Bunny Viper, well said, Ivy. Well said. Cool. I know Ed is really, Ed, wishing the man very, very speedy recovery. I know the man's still hurting a bit there, but yeah, Ed, absolutely. Get well soon, man. Hope you're 100% by the time I make it on over your neck of the woods over there in Tennessee. Let's see here, going through. Paul McCarthy in here. Herb saying hello. And we also got Freaky Fish Lady coming in here saying hello to all of us. Welcome, Freaky Fish Lady. Great to see you, as always. Going through the chat. And Sandy has come in here and said hello now. Welcome, Sandy. Great to see you. All sort of awesome folks here. Howdy, fish freaks. I love that. And she even, oh, look at that. Freaky Fish Lady even used an angelfish. I love it. Adele Sandry, missed the opening. Did you discuss breaking down some of the smaller tanks? I touched up on it a little bit here. What I also did mention is that towards the end of my latest video, I also went in a little bit of the detail of some of the tanks that I'm thinking of getting rid of. I guess I haven't exactly labeled out all of the tanks that I'm going to get rid of here because, well, I'm making some final decisions here, and probably within the next couple weeks, depending on what I all get in Knoxville, I'll make the final decision of like, okay, these tanks are heading out the door. These tanks are staying down here. Probably won't have the 100% final decision until after Aquaticon, which, again, hard to believe that's less than 3 weeks away now. But, I will say, if you haven't already, make sure to check out my latest video here. I did go a little bit more in on that, as well as showing off some new fish that I brought down here. But at the very end, I spent a few minutes also talking about some of the smaller tanks that you asked about there. So hopefully that'll give a little more of a answer there. To those of you that weren't here earlier, went ahead and put that there's the link to my latest video here, which, speaking of videos, I will have another video out here. It should be, I'm hoping to have it ready by tomorrow, but if not by then, it should be ready hopefully by Wednesday morning or evening. It's a video that I've been thinking about doing for a while, and finally the opportunity presented itself. Definitely think I want to go back at some point here, though. I guess I'll just spill the beans. We, a little bit here, I don't want to say too much, but we went and visited, my wife and I, the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo. To those of you in the area will know, amazing place. So many animals and critters to see there and learn about. They also have a very cool aquarium that has all sorts of, not just fish, but like they have puffins, penguins. They got not too far away from the aquarium. It's not actually in the aquarium. They have some sea lions and such. I mean, their aquatic life there at the zoo is truly amazing. So make sure that you keep an eye open, because that video will be dropping here, like I say, within the next couple days for sure here. Checking through here. And as it, yeah, Chattanooga Ed, I know, who has some family here in the Council Bluffs area, loves that zoo. Absolutely, Ed. I mean, I'm very thankful to say that I grew up right by it. Not too many zoos better than the Omaha Henry Dorley Zoo. I mean, you want to see some lions, they got it. You want to see sharks, they got it. You want to see some tigers, they got them. You want elephants, sea lions, lemurs, gorillas, jaguars, I mean, stingrays, an octopus, or, you know, zebras, or you want to see flamingos or various birds, penguins. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. They got all sorts of animals there. It's truly awesome. Not just their aquarium. The zoo in general is awesome. Oh, Allison Nicholson. Oh, message retracted. Didn't quite catch that there, Allison. I guess it was just a mistake message. Let's see. Adele Sandry, Omaha Zoo is awesome. Yes, it is. When my son was over there in spring break, he must have sent me 50 Snapchats. I mean, honestly, the heck, see Allison there. I'll get to you in just a minute there, Allison. But yeah, they have they got naked mole rats as well there. Which if you're like me, who grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, seeing Kim Possible, you'll know exactly why naked mole rats are awesome and such. May not be the prettiest looking animal, but again, well, you get the Kim Possible reference, well then, you know. If not, Google it. It won't take you very long. But let's see here. Paul McCarthy, just getting over a fracture in my foot. Oof. Those are not fun. I can say that from firsthand experience, from having a double stress fracture. I guess technically it wasn't my foot. It was in my right ankle. Either way, not a lot of fun. Much better though now. Oh, glad to hear you're feeling better, Paul, because yeah, I know those are not fun at all. Chattanooga, I've spent every Christmas and every summer there growing up. Absolutely. I mean, the zoo, literally, you could probably spend 2 full days in the zoo and you still probably may not, or very likely to not see everything. I mean, they have, an aquarium, a cat complex, a desert dome. They have nocturnal exhibits, Madagascar exhibits. I mean, African exhibits, Asian exhibits. They have a little bit of everything there. It's truly an amazing place. Definitely going to be doing some more videos there down the road. And you say, Allison Nicholson asks, love the Hex tank. What's in it? I'm going to potentially let you down here when I say this, Allison, but honestly, right now, nothing. Right, it was where my pea puffers were. That was a 20-gallon Hex tank that for a while I had my pea puffers in for about 3 years. The other year and a half or so, I had my pea puffers in just a typical 10-gallon tank. And then once me and the wife moved here to the house where I had this whole basement to do whatever the hay I wanted, I put the pea puffers in there, but which is also why the water level is very low right now, because unfortunately right now there's nothing in the Hex tank over there right now. And it might also potentially be one of the tanks that are going out the door, because I have another Hex tank that's over 3 times as big as this one, that I'm thinking after a little bit of work gets done on it, might be the new pea puffer tank. Here, Chris Robert. Robertson saying the live jungle at the Henry Dorley Zoo is epic. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the jungle, the fact that you can go above and through the trees, or it even has the option for you to, to walk down on the floor and such. My wife and they had the jungle floor actually closed off for some reason. Not sure why, but still got to go through the upper part of it. But yeah, the jungle is awesome. That's my wife's favorite part of the zoo. Obviously, mine is the aquarium, of course, but the sea lions being a very close second. But the jungle, regardless of what you see at the Henry Dorley Zoo, there's not a wrong answer. Let's see here. Melvin Reef joining the chat here. Welcome, Melvin. Great to see you here. And Chattanooga Ed's getting some dinner. What's on the menu, Ed? We'll be right over. See. All right, here going through the chat. Yeah. Allison says, put a beta in the hex tank. I have done that before, actually. There was another hex tank that I used to have. It was a 30-gallon hex tank where I had some cardinal tetras with a koi beta in there. Unfortunately, that hex tank sprung a leak, and tell you what, when hex tanks spring a leak, good luck fixing it, because those can be a real pain to reseal. And for that matter as well, despite having 5 stores here in the area, nobody wants to do it. And quite frankly, I can't blame them either. It's it's a little bit of a daunting task, really. But at some point, I'm thinking, you know what, might give it a shot myself. Because, hey, it already leaks. So, if it still leaks afterwards, at least I tried. Going through here. Chris says, yeah, between the rainforest and the aquarium, you could spend all day. Absolutely. I definitely feel like at some point, though, I'd have to make my way to Kingdoms of the Night, which is the lower floor of the Desert Dome. The Desert Dome is awesome itself there, too. But, just the aquarium and the jungle by itself, are just a huge spectacle on its own. Going through the chat. Paul McCarthy, been a pain. I sprained the ankle the same time and damaged the ligaments. Ouch. Only 2 more weeks left in the boot. Oh, those boots. Can't say I had a boot for a little while. Can't say that was a whole lot of fun, but it definitely beat crutches. When I had the double fracture in my right ankle, it was also wintertime, so snow on the ground and such, which obviously when people track that in, it melts. It puts a whole bunch of water on the floor, and I tell you what, there is nothing more scary than having a broken ankle and with crutches, and right in front of you, you see a wet floor in front of you. I tell you what, with crutches, that can be that is not too friendly of a sight. Very scary, honestly. And I definitely fell on my rear end a few times. Fortunately, never on the ankle. Checking through the chat here. All right. 29 people watching, 19 likes. This is awesome. I always love doing these live streams here, getting just a chance to see what everybody has to say, chatting with each other or me here. Just great to catch up here and let everybody know what I'm up to here as well, which, like I say, keep an eye open here. For the upcoming videos here, because it's going to be spam number. And I'm not sure fully why I put my phone up here by the computer here. But I see you, Bob. I'll get to that in just a minute there. But also, welcome aboard, Bob Kaler, Aquatics and Exotics. As always, great to see that fellow right there. But like I say, those of you that are looking for, again, I really want to tell you guys more, but I'm worried that if I keep going, I'm not going to stop. But I say something down here is going to be something really cool is coming down here. And like I said, I think I've only seen other 2 YouTubers with this fish. If people want to guess, feel free. I will say now, I'm not going to say if you're wrong. I'm also not going to say if you're right. But yeah, something here in the next few weeks or so could be. I got to quit thinking about it because otherwise I'm going to say too much. But it's going to be awesome. Just if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and keep an eye open because we're going to have something down here that not a whole lot of people have. It's in fact, some people don't even know what this fish is. It's a pretty rare fish. But we'll see here. Cares Aquatics and Exotics says check the chat. All right, I'll zoom up here a bit. See if I missed anything. Did I miss anything? Sorry, guys, just checking through the chat here. Was told to check the chat here, making sure that I didn't forget something. Because I feel terrible when I look back at these, which normally I do. I check back through these chats here to make sure that I don't forget anybody, especially if they ask a question or have comments directed towards me. I always try to get those as much as I can here. Let's see here. Maybe I keep skipping by it, but I'm not seeing it. Not seeing anything, at least, that I haven't gotten. Bob, whatever it was, I might have to, I don't know if it was something that you posted or someone else that posted, I might have to have someone point it there. But yeah, but yes, as Matt here, as he says, look at you. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I got to tease every once in a while, right? But it's gonna. Yeah, I will say this: that yeah, it is a fish I've been wanting to get down here for a while. I have teased it a couple times on here before. If you want to, scan through my past streams and videos to maybe get a hint on what that is, feel free. But the one hint I will say is that the one puffer in that lower 75 over there, there's a reason why I'm thinking of rehoming that one over there, which I'll talk about in a later video. But also just because something better is coming. I'll just leave it at that. Something stupid rare, or at least that's what I call it. It's a fish that's stupid rare and stupid expensive too. Quite frankly, I won't go into excessive details there. But yeah, it's going to be really cool here. Like I say, it's 70% done, so it's not a 100% done deal, but it's going to be pretty awesome. Let's see here. Don't even the smell. Caterpillar Aquatics. Well, I mean, the fish is a predator. I wouldn't say it's an ambush predator though. But yeah, it is definitely a predator. I wouldn't exactly label it as a monster fish either. It does get decent size. But no, I wouldn't necessarily say an ambush predator. I saw earlier Bob saying mud skippers. I have thought at times about mud skippers, though. I guess I haven't thought too deeply about it, but I keep bumping my computer here and jacking up the light here. I need to stop doing that. But but mud skippers, I would definitely say, have been one that at some point I'd say that'd be kind of cool to try. But I also know they kind of need a aquarium terrain as well, because sometimes they go on land there as well. But that's another thing there as well. Haven't done a whole lot of research, so don't want to say too much. let's see here. We've already done about 45 minutes here. It is 13 to 6 here, which of course that means coming up here soon and very soon, the Metalheads will be going live here, which speaking of which, I'll go ahead and collect that link here. So once we are done here, you guys can go and check them out here on their Monday Mayhem, which is always a lot of fun there. They got a nice little fish room of their own there with awesome stream of their own there. So make sure you check that out there eventually here too. Once we're done here, of course, because they don't get going until about 6. Okay, looking at okay, so I didn't miss anything in there. Well, that's good. I got nervous for a minute. I thought I forgot somebody. Matt, Liquid Zoo, OnlyFans. You say that better than they do. Well, I mean, I've never done metal before, but I feel like Monday Mayhem metal. Too much. Now we're going overboard here, folks. Now we're going overboard. Melvin Reef, remember back in 2020, I had a live stream called Fish Fam Radio 96 USA, and everyone enjoyed it. So I decided to bring it back, relaunching it as a Tank Club Radio USA starting tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. So that would be 10 p.m. Central. All right, Melvin. I'll search up your name there real quick, and I'll go ahead and I'll have to check that out there. That sounds like it's a lot of fun there. So, ladies and gentlemen, to those of you that didn't hear that, so Melvin Reef is going to have a live stream here, 11 p.m. Eastern, as he puts there, or if you're in my time zone, more around the Midwest, that would be 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Make sure you go check out Melvin's deal there. That sounds like a lot of fun, Melvin. I'll definitely make sure to put down a notification so I can get a notification there and check in on that. That sounds like it'd be a good time. I work with computers all the time. There we go. Say like, I'm forgetting how to the shortcut, the copy and paste the link here. Oh, I'm in trouble. Especially considering I work with computers every single day. If I forget the shortcuts, oh man, that's trouble. Okay, so it is good. That's good to know. I was like, oh, there we go. I officially took the mayhem too far. Too much mayhem. Melvin, going to schedule that now. Awesome. Yeah, I've definitely learned that when it comes to live streams, and I've not always been very good at this. I traditionally have only put up my stream when it's like the night before, but I definitely learned that it gets better traffic and more attention when when you put it up a couple or a few days in advance, which I know Stephen P. Aquatics does that quite often. I know Rico Stan has done that in the past as well as a number of others there. And yeah, it just seems like, gets the notification out there better, and definitely something I think here on my channel, I probably need to get a little bit better at, but we'll see. I'm going to tell them they need you to do their audio. Hey, I mean, if they're down, I'm down. You're watching the Metalheads and Aquatic Monday Mayhem. Well, that would need a second take. Just delegate the task and get Liquid Zoo. That's it. I am starting to think about moderators here, but not quite. Just not quite just yet. I'm thinking once the stream gets, typically I only get about 20 to 30 in here. Once we get above that, 20 to 30 is manageable for me by myself. So, but eventually I anticipate, or hopefully we'll get past that point, but eventually we'll get to that. But definitely, I definitely got some folks in consideration. I will definitely say for if or when, probably more so when I get the moderators. All right, here, 552. So for the first time here, I'm going to put down the Metalheads stream link. There we go. My computer has been a little bit of a chore today, and I'm not fully sure why. Probably because it's tired. Can machines get tired? I earlier put on, so I've been editing my new video here coming up here, which, as I said, will be featuring the aquarium at the Omaha Henry Dooley Zoo. I wish I got most of the good stuff in there, but obviously, I mean, the aquarium it's a huge, huge venue, so I feel like it's impossible to get everything in there as well. I mean, if you're ever in the area here, which I know we got some of the people here in the chat are relatively near the area, the Omaha Zoo, if you got a day where you got nothing planned and find yourself going by Omaha, I highly recommend it. It is a little bit pricey to get in. I will say that now. I think it's about $30 or $35 or so per adult to get in. I know seniors get a discount, kids get a discount. I don't remember the full details on that part. But if you have a whole day, and especially if you get there from open to close, from like at 10 a.m. to, I think they stay open until about 5 p.m., it's very worth the admission. I mean, and like I say, honestly, you could probably do 2 days and still not see everything at the zoo. It's a huge place, all sorts of animals, and frankly, very educational too, which is the best part to me. I mean, just getting to see the animals and then learn a few facts about them. It's a fun place to be. All right, we're sitting at 6 till here. Melvin Reef, I do it all the time from StreamYard scheduling my live stream since my free hours is up and have to wait until the next cycle kicks in on April 18th. Yeah, gotta love those watch hours, don't you? But I guess I can't complain about it too much because, I mean, yeah, these live streams definitely are what save me on that, since I don't upload as regularly as I would like. But I have tried StreamYard a couple times. Obviously, the last time I used StreamYard, I've had times where it's gone well. I've had times where it didn't go very well. But, you know, again, not going to go back into that. But definitely thinking at some point need to try StreamYard again, because I have thought about maybe bringing guests on my stream here before. I mean, obviously, like I say, we got a couple of fish tubers right here in Omaha itself. Obviously, Blue Dog Aquatics, who now has his own store, which I believe Chris Robertson in the chat, I think it was Chris that said it earlier, said that going to be in the area and check out Blue Dog Aquatics and Exotics there. To those of you that have not, we do have a video on that store here on the channel if you want. It's one of the more recent ones, so look in my videos on the channel here, and you won't have to look very far. It's a pretty awesome place, not just for fish, but also like reptiles and all sorts of other critters. I mean, to list off everything he had there, it was really something. It was really cool. It's unlike any other of the stores here in Omaha, which is why I definitely think James and Blue Dog Aquatics is going to do pretty well. We got Vibes Aquatics coming in here, joining the chat. Welcome aboard, Vibes. Bringing in the good vibrations. A little bit of the Beach Boys, since the weather's getting a little nicer here. Not quite summer, but it's about mid-60s here in Council Bluffs, Iowa, so feeling pretty good. All right, checking through the chat. Yeah, absolutely. As Allison would say, Matt, I mean, look at the Henry Dooley Zoo is definitely an awesome place to check out. Never a bad day. I mean, even if it's rainy and cold, they got a lot of the animals indoors too. It's, rain or shine, it's always a awesome place to head towards. I feel like I saw a question up here earlier. No comment actually earlier. Allison saying, just leave me near the big cats at the zoo and I'll be quite happy. My wife would concur with you, Allison. She likes the tigers. She likes the leopards and all that. I mean, especially whenever I would go there, I mean, the white tiger and all that. When I was really little, they kind of mixed things up even in a cat complex. well, which actually, I should mention actually too, they actually took down the old cat complex at the Omaha Henry Doorly Zoo. Supposedly they're building a new one now, which I guess by the sounds of it, it sounds like it was overdue. The old cat complex there, I think, was finished like in the mid 70s. So they said that it was time for an upgrade, time for a change, which, so be it. Kind of missed the Tigers though. But yeah, when I was really young once upon a time, I want to say it was like fourth or fifth grade, in the cat complex. They'll sometimes even bring in a borrowed animal, for lack of a better way to put it. And sometimes they had Komodo dragons, which, man, they almost look like monitors, sort of say. I mean, I know that's obviously not what they are, but I mean, yeah, Komodo dragons, those are some awesome looking creatures too. Supposedly, if I'm remembering correctly, you never want to get bit by one either, because they're supposedly they have a certain bacteria in their saliva that's deadly if you get bit. So, but then again, I'm not a reptiles expert, so I guess we won't go too much on that. But Oxnardian coming in here saying, "What's up, Fintastic? What's up with you? Glad to see you here." Saying hello from the forklift. Oh man, you get to drive a forklift at work? That sounds like an awesome job. Oh, well, don't spill anything, I guess. All right. Ooh, it is 1-6 here. I'm going to go ahead and set up the link one more time here. If anybody has any final comments or questions to bring forth here on the channel here, feel free to fire them away right now here. But once again here, looking forward to, I'll have another video out here displaying some of the aquarium at the Henry Doorly Zoo here soon. Like I say, you can expect that either probably tomorrow or Wednesday is when I plan to try to get that out here. So make sure to keep an eye open for that if that interests you. And I hope it does, because, yeah, the Omaha Zoo and Aquarium here is a awesome place with all sorts of stuff. Sharks, rays, all sorts of stuff there. You'll watch the video and you'll see a little bit of it for yourself here. With that being said, guys, it's getting on to 6 p.m. here, so I'm going to go ahead and bounce. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for coming in here and watching the stream here today. If you haven't already, hey, guys, make sure to hit the like button here on your way out if you haven't already here. I appreciate every single one of y'all coming in here. Make sure also, once we finish up here, and I'll put the stream link here in just a minute, go check out the Metalheads Monday Mayhem here. Another awesome stream with some awesome Fish Fam members there. Make sure you go check them out here once you finish up. But as always, thank you for all the support and watching this stream here, guys. I will see you all in my next video. Stay fantastic, guys. See you at the Metalheads.